Right now, health officials are telling us what to look out for with the case of coronavirus confirmed in Dane County.
And we're following new developments out of Iowa this morning as nearly all the results from the caucuses are in. Why it's still too close to call.
Plus, Wisconsin senators sound off on the impeachment trial and Mitt Romney's decision to break ranks with his party on one of the charges.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, February 6th. I'm Josh Spreiter.
And I'm Leah Linscheid. We begin with the latest on the coronavirus spreading around the country this morning and now confirmed at a hospital here in Madison.
Yeah, you can see some of the red dots on the screen right here. An adult patient is currently self-quarantined at home this morning after getting treatment at UW Hospital. UW Health says the patient came to the emergency department with coronavirus symptoms after traveling to Beijing, China. The DHS says that patient is one of 10 around the state tested. 7 of those tests have come back negative, so there are still potential cases here. Hospital staff are screening people extensively to prevent the virus from spreading even more.
What happens is when somebody comes in, they're asked questions about travel history, whether they traveled to the relevant areas in question, and whether they have symptoms of a respiratory nature. Those questions, when they're a positive answer to both of those questions, they are taken back into a private room where it's called a negative pressure room to prevent spreading the virus to anyone else.
Doctors say you should be keeping an eye out for symptoms like fever, cough, and shortness of breath.
Around the world, more than 28,000 people are now infected and 560 have died. The virus is in 25 countries and territories, and more than 60 million people remain under lockdown in China. Thousands of others are being quarantined on 2 cruise ships docked in Japan and Hong Kong after former passengers learned they had the virus. CBS is reporting more than 400 passengers on the ship in Japan are Americans.
As officials rush to check the passengers and crew on that cruise liner, the ongoing outbreak could impact Japan's preparations for the 2020 Olympics this summer. Japan's prime minister says the games are expected to go on as planned, but the chief executive of Tokyo's Olympic organizing committee is concerned. In a statement to a local public news station, Toshiro Muto said, quote, "I am extremely worried that the spread of the infectious disease could throw cold water on the momentum toward the games. All rumors about the games being canceled are untrue and are being dispelled by the nation's prime minister."
Even with that case of coronavirus here in Dane County, health officials say the flu is still a bigger threat to most people. 19 million people across the U.S. have already come down with the flu this year, and the CDC is warning Wisconsin could be in for a double-barreled season. 2 strains are circulating this year, so you could get the virus twice. 4 million more people are expected to get the flu just this week.
So when you have the flu, the last thing you might feel like doing is eating, but nutritionists say that is the key to recovery.
All morning long, we're telling you what you should and shouldn't be eating. Christina Laurie joins us this morning with the top 3 foods to avoid, right, Christina?
Yes, it's pretty clear. Both doctors and nutritionists agree on these. They say that sugar is the #1 food to avoid if you are sick. They said to think of it as fuel for bad health. Excessive sugar can increase inflammation in your body, which makes it harder to fight off viruses like the flu. While sugar is okay when it's found naturally in many fruits, the problem happens when sugar is added, like in candy and junk food. Second, skip dairy. That can aggravate your stuffed up nose even more and make it harder to breathe. The third thing you should avoid is actually not a food but a drink. Avoid caffeine, alcohol, anything that dehydrates you. Those things will make the muscle aches you're already experiencing even worse. Instead, up your water intake.
Really focusing on hydration, and at some point, if you're needing a little bit of electrolytes or even like a bone broth or something like that where it's just really soothing and easy on your gut, that's the biggest thing.
Now that you know what foods to avoid, what should you be eating? I'll talk about the top foods to eat when you are sick or if you want to avoid getting a bug. That's ahead at 6:30. And I think dairy is the concern for you.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're kind of like a sugary guy,
yes,
right? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sugar too.
And coffee. I'm constantly drinking coffee.
That's all you drink.
And you can hear I'm really stuffed up.
Yeah.
I need to hit the water.
You gotta be like me and filling up on water every day.
You're right. All right.
All right. Christina, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Starting today, you might have trouble finding flavored vaping cartridges in store. That's because the FDA's push to clear the market of those products is now in effect. Tobacco or menthol are the only two flavored cartridges still allowed in stores. Retailers can also sell flavored bottles of e-liquid and disposables. Businesses have until May 12th to comply to the ban. That's when the FDA starts handing out punishments. The policy change comes amid concerns about the growing number of young people using e-cigarettes.
Madison's UW Health had the most non-directed kidney donors in the country last year, meaning people stepped up to donate the organ to a total stranger. But that doesn't mean they just affected 28 other lives. Those donors started chains of donations that helped more than 100 patients in 18 states get kidneys. One of UW Hospital's surgical schedulers made the choice to donate his kidney after hearing the excitement and hope from doctors and recipients he makes appointments for over the phone.
Just the reactions, and just knowing that I could hopefully improve somebody's quality of life and be that kind of person for them, it was more than I could ever ask for. I feel lucky to be able to have this opportunity, to be quite honest with you.
Tonight only on News 3 Now at 10, our Amanda Quintana shows us why some believe Wisconsinites are so generous and how popular donating an organ to a stranger is becoming.
6:06 your time now. Hattie's here with a look at your out-the-door forecast. Hi, Hattie.
Good morning, Lee and Josh. Well, it's actually looking pretty good across southern Wisconsin. We did have some light snow clipping far southeastern Wisconsin, but it didn't last long overnight and early this morning. Now most of that snow is off over Lake Michigan and the state of Michigan. There may be some lake effect snow bands developing, but they'll stay pretty close to the lakeshore today. Our current conditions, we're at 19 here in Madison. Northwest winds at 5. Send that wind chill down to 12. Winds will stay relatively light though today, and with some sunshine moving in for the afternoon. We'll top at 30 degrees later on today. Here's a look at your first alert traffic maps across southern Wisconsin this morning. So far, things have been pretty quiet. There is a stalled vehicle on 151 southbound. This is right near American Parkway, so be aware of that. No delays, though, reported right now. In and around Dane County, that's about the only incident to tell you about. No other major delays or accidents to report. Coming up, we will talk in about 10 minutes about the potential for some accumulating snow across southern Wisconsin. It comes this weekend.
All right, thank you, Hattie. We have an update now to breaking news out of Iowa, where new results show Pete Buttigieg and Bernie Sanders nearly tied.
Buttigieg has 26.2% of the delegates, and Sanders has 26.1%, making the race too close to call this morning. 97% of precincts are reporting after Monday's caucuses. Senator Elizabeth Warren, former VP Joe Biden, and Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar are still trailing. Iowa officials say the delay is because of technical problems with an app which was supposed to transmit voting data in real time. After finding inconsistencies in vote tallies and problems downloading the app itself, Democratic officials have been cross-checking the votes with paper copies.
Even without a clear winner, candidates are starting to shift their focus to New Hampshire, where there's a debate tomorrow and a primary next week.
We recognize the challenge in New Hampshire, where I'm competing against two other New Englanders adjacent to this state, and need to make sure that we're appealing to voters who famously think for themselves.
And I am not here to try to...
Those two New Englanders are Vermont's Bernie Sanders and Massachusetts' Elizabeth Warren. Other participants include Joe Biden, Tom Steyer, and Andrew Yang.
It is the 8th debate of the 2020 primary cycle, but potentially the last without former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg on stage. Starting with the February 19th debate, the DNC says candidates will no longer need to meet a certain number of donors. This opens the door for the 77-year-old billionaire who is self-funding his campaign and hasn't hit the previously required donor numbers.
President Trump's campaign team plans to use his acquittal from impeachment as a rallying cry for election 2020. He'll hold a press conference later today to address the decision after his impeachment trial in the Republican-led Senate ended. The president was acquitted on both charges of abuse of power and obstruction of justice. Democrats are commending one Republican who split from his party on one of those charges.
I do want to salute Mitt Romney.
Corrupting an election to keep oneself in office is perhaps the most abusive and destructive violation of one's oath of office that I can imagine.
Senator Mitt Romney is the only Republican to go against his party and vote to impeach on abuse of power. It didn't go unnoticed by the president, who tweeted this video and called Romney a failed presidential candidate. Both Wisconsin senators, meanwhile, voted along party lines. Senator Tammy Baldwin says she wishes more would have been done in the Senate.
The recent media reports about what Ambassador Bolton could have testified to had he not been blocked as a witness go to the heart of this impeachment trial: abuse of power and obstruction of Congress.
Senator Johnson's response is one of relief, saying, "I'm glad this unfortunate chapter in American history is over." He says the country is supposed to settle political differences at the ballot box, not through impeachment.
10 minutes past the hour right now, and still ahead for us on a Thursday morning. We're learning more about the accusations against a Madison East High School teacher and the cameras he allegedly hid in the students' hotel rooms.
But first, Hattie is tracking both sunshine and flurries in the extended forecast. She'll have an update for us coming up on News 3 Now this morning.
Download the Channel 3000 app today.
Hi, I'm Travis Ganser. Looking to update your bath, shower, or your entire bathroom? Ganser is the answer with Bath Creations by Ganser Company.
Schedule your free in-home consultation or visit our beautiful showroom on the Beltline.
A local family-owned business of 4 generations.
When we say every Culver's Butterburger is cooked to order, here's what we mean.
Can I get a Butterburger?
The Culver's Deluxe, please.
Ketchup, mustard, pickle, and onion?
Craig Culver, I'm going to cook for you. Follow me.
I would love
Come on in. Fresh beef. It looks great. And we're looking for that nice sear, just like we got right here. That's where that great steak flavor comes from.
Totally fresh, made to order, the way you want it. Searing it to perfection is really cool to see that.
Welcome to Delicious.
3 days only. Shop the biggest appliance sale of the year at Grand Appliance. Save on early President's Day price drops and combine with Grand exclusive rebates to get an extra 5% back. Plus up to $500 in friends and family savings. Get a deal no competitor can match. February 6th, 7th, and 8th exclusively at Grand Appliance. Shop grandappliance.com or a store near you. Grand Appliance and TV. You make it home. We make it grand.
Go in the snow plus MPG, your Subaru Ascent from Don Miller. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and 27 MPG highway, the Ascent will get you through in great shape. It's the roomiest Subaru ever. The Ascent has third-row seating and space for 7 or 8 passengers. The 2020 Ascent Premium. Lease from only $319 a month, 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, $19.99 due on signing. No security deposit. Don Miller Subaru, West on Odana or East Side, High Crossing Boulevard, Madison.
Don Miller. Our big pet care sale is going on now at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. We're your animal experts with great deals on a massive selection of pet food, supplies, and more. Get an instant $10 Farm and Fleet gift card with every $50 you spend on Purina pet products. Assorted cans of 9 Lives cat food are $20 for just $8. Get $3 off all Blaine's Farm and Fleet dog food. And select dog treats and chews or buy one, get one free. Don't miss our big pet care sale going on now at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Hi, I'm Travis Ganser. Looking to update your bath, shower, or your entire bathroom? Ganser is the answer with Bath Creations by Ganser Company.
Schedule your free in-home consultation or visit our beautiful showroom on the Beltline.
A local family-owned business of 4 generations.
News 3 Now First Alert Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning from the Hattie-O patio. Pretty quiet around here. No flurries flying in the backyard weather patio. And for most of southern Wisconsin, that latest storm just tracked a little bit further to the south and east. We have a few clouds in the area this morning due to that storm system, but we'll see a clearing trend with those as well. Take a look at Doppler track and you'll see widespread rain through Tennessee and the Carolinas this morning, as well as Kentucky. But for us here on the colder side of the system, we did have a little bit of light snow clippings southeastern Wisconsin. That has pretty much come to an end already. Here's a look at our temperatures early this morning. We're at 19 still in Madison. In the Dells, you're still dropping 12 there now, and Camp Douglas is down into the single digits. Janesville is the warm spot with a little thicker cloud cover at this hour. You're still at 25 degrees. Winds are pretty light right now. They are calm to the north and west, but there's a little bit of a light wind here in Madison and most of southern Wisconsin. It's from the north, around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Wind chills will start in the teens this morning, but as temperatures climb a little higher this afternoon, we should see some nice improvement there. Wind chills will be in the mid-20s later on today. Let's take a wider view of what's happening. There's that storm system passing to our south and east right in Kentucky this morning. On the northern side, there is some snow from that particular system, but it will continue to move away from us today. Nice clearing taking place already across Iowa and Minnesota, so we'll break into some good sunshine for most of the day today. The next storm system in Montana this morning will keep a chance for some flurries in the forecast, but other than that, not a whole lot expected over the next couple of days. We do turn our attention to the second part of the weekend, though. Here's your future track forecast model. Very late Saturday night, just before midnight. By Sunday morning, some snow will start to spread into southern Wisconsin from the west. It'll track across the state through the day. There is a chance for some rain to mix in or some light mixy precipitation right along the state line. We'll keep a close eye on the track of that system. Again, that rain-snow line could shift north or southward over the next couple of days. Right now, though, looking like mainly snow through the day on Sunday. It comes to an end pretty quickly. By Monday morning, we're already looking at clearing skies. Right now, it looks like highest accumulations will be to the north, but there could be several inches of snow accumulation by late Sunday on here in southern Wisconsin. Our extended forecast has temperatures holding close to 30 degrees as we go through the weekend into next week. We'll warm it up a little bit on Tuesday and Wednesday with highs in the mid-30s. Another potential storm for the Wednesday-Thursday time frame next week brings a possibility for more snow here in southern Wisconsin. No snow falling right now, though. Let's get a look at those traffic maps. We'll send it over to Stacy Kay for all the details. Good morning, Stacy.
Good morning. Seems to be a little busier, a little earlier on the Beltline today, but it is moving along just fine with nothing to really slow you down just yet in either direction. Checking out other roads here in Dane County, just some of the usual brake lights on Stoughton Road approaching the Beltline. Volume won't be an issue on East Washington and downtown until after 7. And other main routes heading into the city are moving along at the posted speeds. No crashes or delays. With your first alert traffic, I'm Stacy Kay.
Thank you, Stacy, and thank you, Hattie. 6:16 now. We are following a developing story out of UW-Madison this morning about racial comments directed at basketball player Kobe King. The former starter for the Badgers recently announced he was leaving the program. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel is reporting a UW staff member made the racial comment and that the university confirmed it's addressing the allegation. Coach Greg Gard did not comment on the case. The department declined to say whether the allegation played a role in King's decision to leave the team. We're also learning more this morning about the Madison East High School teacher accused of putting hidden cameras in students' hotel rooms on a school trip.
A criminal complaint says 37-year-old David Crutchton put cameras inside automatic air fresheners and smoke detectors in the bathroom of 3 different hotel rooms where teenage students were staying. All were positioned to face towards the toilet and shower area. One of the victims found the camera after she pressed a button on the air freshener that she thought would activate the spray. Instead, it opened up and revealed a surveillance camera. Crutchton now faces 3 local charges in Hennepin County, Minnesota for interfering with a privacy of a minor and has already pled not guilty to 7 federal charges against him. If convicted, Crutchton faces a minimum of 15 years in federal prison on each count.
More new information this morning in the homicide investigation of Nicholas Day, who was found dead along a rural road in Blue Mounds 3 weeks ago. Detectives are now looking for the person driving this truck. It was last seen driving west on Main Street in Mount Horeb around 12:30 on January 15th. Deputies say the driver is not considered a suspect, but might be able to provide crucial information. Day's death was initially reported as a hit and run, but deputies announced a homicide investigation shortly after, calling it a brutal and calculated murder. So far, a $1,000 reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest.
Right now, one person is in custody this morning in connection with a fire that burned down the Barn Restaurant and Bar in Baraboo. The Sauk County Sheriff's Office says the arrest is also in connection with a separate burglary in Baraboo. The person's name has not been released. The barn has been closed since that fire in December of 2018.
The Milwaukee police officer whose fatal shooting of a man sparked riots in 2016 is out of prison this morning. State records show Dominique Hagan Brown was cleared in the death of Civil Smith, but in a separate case, he was convicted of felony sex crimes and sentenced to 3 years in prison. Records say Hagan Brown was released from the Dodge County Correctional Institution Center on extended supervision earlier this week.
Looking ahead, some tax cuts could be coming your way here in Wisconsin. Republican leaders in the state legislature say they're looking at using some of the state surplus to cut income and property taxes, while also paying down debt. The details of what could be put forward are still up in the air. Anything the Republican-controlled legislature passes would have to be signed by Governor Evers before becoming law. The governor and Democrats haven't ruled out cutting taxes, but they're still considering funding other priorities.
All right, 6:19 now. We still have a little bit of winter left, but the DNR is already issuing a warning for when spring comes. What they say you can do to help prevent flooding now, that's next.
And you may see a few flurries this morning at the bus stop. Hattie's tracking your out-the-door forecast right after this on News 3 Now this morning.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
So my son says to me, Mom, did you switch your Medicare plan yet? And I say, yes, Robert. Dad and I signed up for a Medicare Advantage plan through Senior Preferred. And he says, Senior Preferred? And I say, yes, Senior Preferred. They give us access to the doctors we want and the drug benefits we need. And he says, that's nice. So how is Dad doing? And I say, your father is fine. My living room, on the other hand.
Senior Preferred. Medicare Advantage plans built for you.
Find your style at Menards with 11% off Patriot lighting.
Or you could add stylish storage with 11% off all Dakota shelving.
Insulate and save big on energy costs, plus get 11% off.
Create your dream Clearview kitchen with 11% off.
You'll be floored by our vinyl plank flooring. Get 11% off all of it.
Whatever you're working on, you'll get 11% off now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. Ashley Home Store's biggest President's Day sale is going on now. Get the very best holiday deals in Wisconsin on everything in the store. Living rooms, bedrooms, and mattresses all on sale now. Save up to 60% off all furniture store-wide. Plus our best President's Day financing offer ever. 6 years with no interest charges and only sales tax and delivery due at checkout. And there's no better time to save on sleep during our mattress marathon on now. Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Celebrate 45 years of music with Sweet Honey in the Rock. This internationally renowned Grammy-nominated female vocal quartet remains the preeminent musical collective rooted in African American history and culture.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin.
Sweet Honey in the Rock at Overture Center, February 29th. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
Attic Angel Community, bringing out the magic of living. Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
After we backed that bus out of its stall and started driving, I just loved it. We really get a chance to get to know each other. Almost everyone has a different story about how they came to bus driving, so you really end up feeling like you're part of a family.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
6:23 on a Thursday morning. We're already seeing a few breaks in the clouds out there today. Some good news, some sunshine on the way.
Encouraging, yeah. Take a look. This is from the Edgewater. You can see that just some pretty thin, high-level clouds in the area. They'll be moving away from us as well. That storm system that we were talking about with the snow, really not adding up to anything here in Madison. You may have seen a few flurries overnight, but that's it. That snow has already moved out of the area. Let's take a look at our current temperatures. As skies clear to the north and west, that's where we see the coldest temps this morning. morning. 0 in Black River Falls, 9 in Camp Douglas, jumps to 19 here in Madison. Janesville is still in the 20s. So there's quite a change in temperature as you move to the south and east where the clouds are present this morning. Wind chill is a little bit of a factor early today. It's starting in the teens. As we climb to around 30 though later on today, those wind chills will make it back into the mid-20s. So not terribly cold this afternoon. As you send the kids off to the bus stop, keep in mind that we will expect more sunshine, a clearing trend through the day today. So nice sunshine as you pick them up from school later on or they ride the bus home. 30 degrees is the expected high. Again, wind chill not going to be a huge factor as well. Have a wonderful Thursday.
Thank you very much, Hattie. So winter isn't over yet, as you just heard, but the DNR is recommending you start preparing now for what they're predicting to be a historically wet spring. They're asking homeowners to look into flood insurance. In Rock County, both the Rock River and Lake Koshkonong floodplains have had issues with flooding in the past.
There was no reimbursement, no coverage, because none of them had flood insurance. And they weren't right on the waterfront. They didn't have waterfront property, but they were just out in a certain area where they couldn't do anything.
Insurance agents say most flooding isn't covered under your homeowner's insurance, so it's worth asking about before we head into the spring.
Plans are now underway for the next phase of the North Mendota Trail. The $1.2 million project will take the trail run from Woodland Drive to Governor Nelson State Park. The expansion includes access to a continuous boardwalk along County Highway M, a feature that will improve the trail and possibly save lives.
It's not really the safest place for people to be biking alongside of. Unfortunately, a few years back, we had a fatality on this road. So the county, along with our partners, have been ramping up our efforts to put together the pieces needed to create an off-road bike trail.
Bicycle and pedestrian crosswalk improvements, as well as a bridge over 6 Mile Creek, are also a part of that expansion. Once all phases are complete, the North Mendota Trail will link several Dane County communities. 6:26 right now, and still ahead for us. We're tracking the latest on the coronavirus as the first case is being confirmed here in southern Wisconsin.
And now that the Senate impeachment trial is over, we're looking at what's next for President Trump and the Republican Party. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Stay with us.
Mattress savings are heating up at Ashley Home Store's President's Day Mattress Marathon. Save up to $800 instantly on Tempur-Pedic, Beautyrest, and iComfort Cooling Gel Memory Foam mattresses. Plus, find doorbusters store-wide like this 12-inch Queen Hybrid for just $449. Ashley Home Store.
It's perfect. Thank you for choosing our home. Here's a list of our favorite spots to help you live like a local. And here is our Spectrum Wi-Fi password and a channel guide to help you settle in.
Did you say Spectrum?
Experience the fastest starting speeds for the price with Spectrum Internet. At 200 megabits per second, you'll enjoy faster surfing, streaming, and gaming. Switch to Spectrum Internet for $44.99 a month. Call 833-902-4499. Then lose yourself in the best in entertainment with more HD and more free on demand. With thousands of free titles to choose from and the best in live TV, there's always something on. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Plus, download the Spectrum TV app for more ways to watch. Call 833-902-4499.
It happened again. You guys were supposed to leave yesterday.
Is that my robe?
Is it?
Lose yourself in the best internet and TV with Spectrum. Switch now from $44.99 a month each, all with no contracts. Call 833-902-4499.
Right now at Steinhafels, dinner and a movie is on us. Save 35% store-wide on the largest selection of quality furniture at the guaranteed lowest price. Like this American-made solid wood dining table, now just $7.99. Or this Amish-made handcrafted dining table, priced to sell out at $10.99. Relax in this American-made three-piece sectional, now $20.99. Hurry into Steinhafels to get great savings plus dinner and a movie on us. Only at Steinhafels.
It's a new day and a new year. Shout it out loud, sing with the crowd, celebrate 'cause good things are coming, new opportunities are at the door. Yeah, it's a brand new day, and it's a brand new year. Hey,
Auto Show concept cars are great, especially when affordability is part of the concept.
Announcing auto show savings time at your local Ford dealer.
Now get great deals on Explorer, Escape, Fusion, F-150, and more.
Every Ford is proudly built with tomorrow's technology today, all with huge savings. Now that's a great concept.
Now get 0 for 72 financing on a Ford F-150 or lease one for just $239 a month during auto show time at your local Ford dealer.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's biggest President's Day appliance sale is here. Save thousands instantly on holiday doorbusters. Get special interest-free financing until 2021, plus a free 10-year warranty and free delivery. Only at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
In the last 24 hours, we had the most cases in a single day since the outbreak started.
Good morning. We start this half hour with the latest on the coronavirus outbreak and the first confirmed case here in Dane County.
You just heard from the director of the World Health Organization, who warns the virus's infection rate is growing by the thousands every day. Right now, an adult patient is currently self-quarantined at home after getting treatment at the UW Hospital in Madison. UW Health says the patient came to the emergency department with coronavirus symptoms after traveling to Beijing, China. The DHS says that patient is one of 10 around the state who were tested. 7 of those tests have come back negative, so there are still potential cases in our state. Hospital staff are screening people extensively to prevent the virus from spreading even more.
So we have a very involved protocol that was put into play. What happens is when somebody comes in, they're asked questions about travel history, whether they traveled to the relevant areas in question, and whether they have symptoms of a respiratory nature. Those questions, when they're a positive answer to both of those questions, they are taken back into a private room where it's called a negative pressure room to prevent spreading the virus to anyone else.
Officials stress the odds of anyone else in Dane County catching the coronavirus is very low. Around the world right now, more than 28,000 people are infected and more than 560 have died. The virus is in over 25 countries and territories as more than 60 million people remain under lockdown in China.
And a breaking update overnight. More than 7,300 people are being quarantined between 2 cruise ships because of possible coronavirus exposure. One of those boats, the Diamond Princess, off the coast of Japan, has more than 3,700 passengers, including 400 Americans. The total confirmed cases on that ship are now at 20. At least 3 of those are Americans. The ship faces a 14-day quarantine period as Japanese authorities try to stop the virus from spreading.
Meanwhile, major sterilization efforts are underway in China this morning to help curb the spreading of the coronavirus. One city in the Hubei province mobilized nearly 400 sanitation vehicles to spray every corner of the city. They also plan to send workers to manually spray public areas that the vehicles cannot reach, including buildings and ballparks.
Back stateside, a flight bound for Las Vegas ended up in Los Angeles during a coronavirus scare. The flight from Seoul, South Korea was diverted to LA after it was discovered 3 passengers had traveled to China where the virus outbreak had originated. Passengers say they were held up for about an hour while passengers were briefly quarantined and then cleared to pass on to Vegas.
As concern about coronavirus spreads this morning, the CDC says the flu season could get even worse. 19 million people have already come down with the flu this year, and the CDC says Wisconsin could be in for a double-barreled flu season. 2 strains are actually circulating right now, and this year you could get the flu twice. 4 million more people are expected to get the flu just this week, and so far this flu season, 10,000 people have died. Well, flu season is here, and it's on the way to becoming the worst in decades with 19 million confirmed cases in the U.S.
So if you're looking to protect your family, food might be your best defense. Christina Lori's here with some advice. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Josh and Leah. So all morning we've been talking about foods to eat, foods not to eat. When you have the flu, the last thing you might feel like doing is eating. While nutritionists say it is okay to eat a little bit less, food is what gives your body the energy and nutrients it needs to function and fight. So here's what you should be eating. In the last half hour, we talked about the importance of foods rich in vitamin C, like kiwis and peppers. Vitamin E is also a big flu fighter, found in leafy greens like spinach. Pumpkin seeds not only contain vitamin E, but zinc too, which is a mineral that helps fight infection and heals wounds. Dietitians say pumpkin seeds have one of the highest concentrations of zinc for their size.
You could throw that into, on top of a salad or on top of your oatmeal, granola type stuff.
Before you get sick, consider adding yogurt to your diet. And it doesn't have to be just at breakfast. The best way to boost your immune system is through your gut. And yogurt rich in probiotics helps heal your gut and protect it against flu pathogens. Just be sure to avoid the sugary varieties and try to avoid sugar as a whole too. I know that's hard for me. Nutritionists call sugar fuel for bad health, and there are also 2 other foods you should avoid. You can find those up on our website, channel3000.com. You guys are on a health kick fresh off Whole30.
For
so
now.
I think I'm preaching to the wrong group of people. But if you at home are more like me, take this advice.
And it's always good. It's just some easy ways that can help. And why not just take the chance, and if it'll help you out, do it.
Right.
All right, Christina. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
6:34 now. Let's turn it over to Hattie with your out-the-door weather and traffic. Hey, Hattie.
Good morning, Lee and Josh. Well, we're starting off with a little bit of clearing taking place across southern Wisconsin. Take a look behind me. Live look from the Edgewater Skycam. Some holes in the cloud cover there. Some bigger holes in the clouds to the north and west. No snow left here across southern Wisconsin. Now, there may be some lake effect snow bands developing. They'll stay between Milwaukee and Kenosha, pretty close to the lakeshore today. So no worries for that for our viewing area. Not a lot of snow from that latest system, and we get a couple of days breaks. So if your car is looking like mine and needs a wash, well, you have a couple days to do it. Today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Outside of a few flurries, the forecast is looking pretty good. Out the door forecast this morning, don't forget the sunglasses. You may be seeing some clouds right now, but skies are expected to clear today. So some good sunshine with highs right around 30 later on this afternoon. Now a look at your first alert traffic maps. We'll show you what's happening here in and around Madison. Stoughton Road starting to get a little busier as you approach the Beltline from the south. A few brake lights showing up at Park Street and the Beltline as well. No major accidents right now. You're still going at posted speeds as you head into Madison. Coming up in about 10 minutes, I'll have that weekend forecast, which includes the forecast for Saturday. The Frozen Assets 5K Run Walk takes place in the morning.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you, Hattie. Breaking news now out of Iowa, where new results show Pete Buttigieg and Bernie Sanders nearly tied with almost all the votes counted.
Buttigieg has 26.2% of the delegates, and Sanders has 26.1%, making the race too close to call. 97% of precincts are reporting this morning after Monday's caucuses. Senator Elizabeth Warren, former VP Joe Biden, and Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar are still trailing. Iowa officials say the delay is because of technical problems with an app which was supposed to transmit voting data in real time. After finding inconsistencies in vote tallies and problems downloading the app itself, Democratic officials have been cross-checking the votes with paper copies.
President Trump will use his impeachment acquittal as a rallying cry for his 2020 re-election bid. He'll address the nation in a press conference later today to address the decision after his impeachment trial in the Republican-led Senate ended. The president was acquitted on both charges of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Now lawmakers are looking ahead.
It's over, America.
You're going to get to pick the next president, not a bunch of politicians driven by sour grapes.
They're fearful the President of the United States will campaign against them in a primary, and it tells you a whole lot about how fear does the business.
In our last half hour, we heard from Utah Senator Mitt Romney, who was the only Republican to go against his party and vote to impeach on abuse of power. It didn't go unnoticed by the president, who called Romney a failed presidential candidate and tweeted this attack video. Both Wisconsin senators voted along party lines.
6:37 right now. Coming up in the morning sprint, we'll tell you why you may not see as many flavored vaping cartridges at the store this morning.
And Hattie's got a closer look at your weekend forecasts coming up in less than 10 minutes. That's when News 3 Now this morning continues.
Mattress savings are heating up at Ashley Home Store's President's Day Mattress Marathon. Save up to $800 instantly on Tempur-Pedic, Beautyrest, and iComfort Cooling Gel Memory Foam mattresses. Plus, find doorbusters store-wide like this 12-inch Queen Hybrid for just $449. Ashley Home Store.
Goldman Cars is starting the new year with a bang. Buy a 2019 Toyota Corolla for only $14,995 or $239 per month, all with remaining factory warranty.
That's right. For the new year, buy 2019 Toyota Corollas for only $14,995 or $239 per month, all with remaining factory warranty.
So come in today and get your 2019 Toyota Corolla for only $14,995 or $239 per month.
Go to Goldman Cars East or West.
You gotta go to Goldman, GoldmanCars.com.
Support our lakes and attend Clean Lakes Alliance's Frozen Assets Festival at the Edgewater on Lake Mendota, Saturday, February 8th. Presented by Land's End. This free family festival features sleigh rides, pond hockey, s'mores roasting, curling, the popular Kites Over Mendota, and much more. Plus, sign up for a unique 5K run walk held entirely on frozen Lake Mendota. The Frozen Assets Festival, Saturday, February 8th at the Edgewater. Learn more at cleanlakesalliance.org.
Let's go! Happy New Year. It's 2020. Make a plan, an unlimited plan. At U.S. Cellular, our unlimited plans start at just $30. $30 for all you can post, stream, and share on our super strong, super fast network. And you don't even need to buy a new phone. Bring your own phone and you'll get $300 back. Now get unlimited data for just $30 a month. It's the unlimited plan of your future. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
Okay, in my Johnsonville commercial, they open on a game show set in the 70s. Today we got Johnsonville smoked sausage made with 100% premium pork. Some brands mix meats and add fillers, but not Johnsonville. Contestant number 1 bids the closest, so he wins a boat. And he says, I don't want that boat, I want the sausage. What if I told you that boat is filled with Johnsonville smoked sausage? And that's a smoked sausage commercial made the Johnsonville way.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's biggest President's Day appliance sale is here. Save thousands instantly on holiday doorbusters. Get special interest-free financing until 2021. Plus a free 10-year warranty and free delivery. Only at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Well, hello, Wisconsin.
Alternative facts have got to go.
I heard these 6 shots. A little too close to home.
I'm angry that my son, who was 10 years old, is dead.
My goal is to develop the technology to more efficiently recycle plastic.
I can say exactly where this breast cancer is.
I'm here as an observer. We come down here every 4 years to see the Caucus Circus.
All right, if a wedding is on the list of things to do this year, we have a list of where you should be doing it.
Wallet Hub is out with the best places to get married in 2020, keeping in mind cost effectiveness, convenience, enjoyment, and weather. Orlando, Las Vegas, El Paso, Atlanta, and Miami make the top 5 this year. Madison came in at 85. Statistics show couples spent an average of over $38,000 on their wedding. The industry brought in $78 billion in revenue last year.
So this has us wondering, do you prefer a wedding on the home front or a destination wedding?
So it looks like most people are preferring married at home, 73% coming in with that, which doesn't surprise me. I feel like a lot of people like to get married at home, and that's kind of what you're hoping for.
Yep, that's definitely my big Wisconsin family. We're gonna have a big Wisconsin party. That's the way to do it, but you prefer destination weddings.
Yeah, I'm destination all the way because I love traveling, and I think it's easy, it's fun, maybe a little less expensive, and then you can come back and celebrate with everyone at home.
You're a beach bum.
I am a beach bum. All right, go on Facebook and let us know where you stand.
All right, while you're on Facebook, you can send us a photo of your morning like Roger Knutson did out of Livingston. My friend sent me these 2 pictures, actually, of snowy owls out in southwest Wisconsin. Just beautiful pictures.
Oh my gosh, those are just magical.
It's kind of rare to see that.
It really is. I like them up close and personal like that.
Roger is always sending us these lovely nature photos. We so appreciate it. Roger puts us in a good mood at this early in the morning.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. If you've got a photo you'd like to share with us of your morning, please do so over on our Facebook page. All right, 6:42 right now. Hattie's tracking several chances for snow in her extended forecast. Let's take a live look outside this morning, where we're already seeing a few breaks in the clouds. Hattie's updating us when we come back.
But first, it's February 6th. We want to say happy birthday to Logan and all the kiddos turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us here on News 3 Now this morning.
News 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
What makes you one of a kind?
I can ride a unicycle.
Acting's my passion. I love surf.
Time to embrace your uniqueness by taking the BU Pledge. A promise to celebrate yourself and your friends for being exactly who you are. Visit Channel 3000's Time for Kids page to sign the online pledge and enter to win cool giveaways.
Come on and take the BU Pledge.
SSM Health and News 3 Now encourage you to take part in the BU movement.
The color purple
is the Tony Award winner for Best Musical Revival, A Glory to Behold. Experience what people are calling one of the greatest revivals ever. The Color Purple.
At Overture Center, February 18th through 23rd. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? And who decides what's right? Is it right for an insurance adjuster to try to get you to settle for less than you deserve? Is it right to let victims struggle to pay their medical bills? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. It means doing what's right for you. Habush, Habush, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
See the elephants, tigers, dogs, and all the fun to be had at the Shrine Circus. Enjoy the magnificent elephants while you still can and make memories for a lifetime. Bring the family one and all to the Shrine Circus.
Come to the circus, the biggest show in town.
Tired of the cold? Then warm up with winter cocktails, spirits, food, and live music at Madison Magazine's Top Shelf Winter Taste. It's March 9th from 6 to 9 at the beautiful Edgewater Hotel. Tickets now available at MadisonMagazineExperience.com. Pick up a copy of Madison Magazine and have the city at your fingertips. Dining, entertainment, where to go, and what to see. Original reporting, local business, and politics. Pick up the latest issue on newsstands now.
News 3 Now First Alert Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning from the News 3 Now First Alert Weather Center. Pretty quiet start, all things considered, here in Madison. That latest snowstorm really missing us to our south and east. Take a look at the radar maps. We did have some light snow in far southeastern Wisconsin, but that has pretty much cleared out of the area. Now, as winds shift to the north, we will see some lake effect snow bands, but they will likely be between Milwaukee and Kenosha, staying pretty close to the lake shore through the day today. So for the rest of us, looking pretty quiet, and actually we'll look for more sunshine as skies continue to clear. Let's take a look at the country as a whole. All the activity is down in the south and east. We have severe thunderstorm watch boxes in effect. Lots of widespread thunderstorm activity this morning. That is likely going to impact travel. The severe weather outlook shows you an enhanced risk for severe weather in the southeastern corner of the United States. That slight risk covering most of Florida right now. So if you have friends or family vacationing in Florida, it could be a little bumpy day today. There are already some delays in Atlanta, about 30-minute delays for planes departing Atlanta due to weather and thunderstorm activity there. LaGuardia also starting to show some delays as well due to low ceilings and weather in that area. JFK not showing any delays just yet, but I would look for delays to expand along the eastern seaboard as we go through the day today with that active weather moving through. Things much quieter around here. Again, here are the potential flight delays this morning from the Gulf Coast all the way up to New York. As we go through the day today, conditions should improve a little bit as those storms move a little bit closer to the coastline. There also could be some delays in the northwest as well, with some active weather there and some rain as well as mountain snow. In between, in the middle of the country, things are pretty quiet. Mostly cloudy now at the airport. 19 degrees is our current temperature. With that light northwesterly wind, it does feel like 12, so a little chilly this morning. Here's a look at current temperatures across the region. It's warmest to the south and east, where temperatures are still in the 20s thanks to cloud cover. Temps have been dropping into the single digits, though, to the north and west. Camp Douglas down to 9. Black River Falls, typically a pretty cold spot now, is actually below 0. Here's a look at Future Track forecast model showing you good news as far as those clouds are concerned. Those clouds will clear out of the area today. So as we put this map into motion, heading towards the lunch hour, you'll see mostly sunny skies for southern Wisconsin. Temperatures will be climbing through the 20s, back to around 30 today, but at 5 o'clock, still in the upper 20s as you head home from work. Again, lake effect snow bands possible, but they will stay very close to the lake shore. Quiet overnight tonight across southern Wisconsin, and that forecast forecast stays pretty quiet heading into the weekend as well. Here's your forecast for the Frozen Assets 5K Run Walk on Saturday morning. Registration starts at 9 and the race is at 10. Look for variably cloudy skies. Wind shouldn't be too much of a factor, although you are running on the lake, so it's always a little bit breezy downtown, right? Carn said that they measured ice yesterday, 11 inches where the race starts. So that's a pretty good...
It's a good sign.
Yeah. You don't want any thinner than that. And with temperatures staying on the cold side, we maybe could add an inch or so of ice to that as well. So good conditions for that race. Here's a look at our extended forecast. We just have flurries for Friday and Saturday. A chance for some accumulating snow on Sunday. So if you have travel plans for the second part of the weekend, pay close attention to the forecast. Our next chance for snow then is next week. Here's Lily in Belleville. Oh, this is kind of a cool springy shot with the flower in there. 30 degrees with some sunshine this afternoon.
Here's hoping Jimmy the Groundhog was wrong.
That's true.
Thank you, Addie.
You're welcome.
Morning Sprint is up next. Stay with us.
He's thinking recliner, you're thinking sofa. It's okay. Everyone wins at the President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture. 25% off unadvertised items and sale items marked down even more. This sofa for just $398. This bed just $298 with base. This Sealy Posturepedic mattress for only $394. And did you know you get free shipping with no minimum? And most items can be in your home in a week. Plus pay no interest for 4 years. The President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Trains are coming to Madison, in miniature that is, at the 53rd Mad City Model Railroad Show, February 15th and 16th at the Alliant Energy Center. Get caught up in 90,000 square feet of trains, clinics, and exhibits, with almost 300 vendor tables featuring train merchandise, toys, hobby supplies, railroad antiques, collectibles, and much more. Many door prizes and 4 train sets will be given away each day. It's a great entertainment value for the whole family, Saturday and Sunday, February 15th and 16th at the Alliant Energy Center. Save online.
He's been a leader throughout the country for the past 12 years. Mr. Michael Bloomberg is here.
Leadership in action. Mayor Bloomberg and President Obama worked together in the fight for gun safety laws, to improve education, and to develop innovative ways to help teens gain the skills needed to find good jobs.
At a time when Washington is divided in old ideological battles, he shows us what can be achieved when we bring people together to seek pragmatic solutions.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Event Essentials can help make your next company event memorable with our impressive rental selection. Tents, tables, chairs, decor, and more, we have it all. Contact Event Essentials certified professionals for expert design and rental options. Event Essentials. We supply everything but the guests.
Auto show concept cars are great, especially when affordability is part of the concept. Announcing Auto Show savings time at your local Ford dealer.
Now get great deals on Explorer, Escape, Fusion, F-150, and more.
Every Ford is proudly built with tomorrow's technology today, all with huge savings. Now that's a great concept.
Now get 0 for 72 financing on a Ford F-150 or lease one for just $239 a month during Auto Show time at your local Ford dealer.
It takes a special type of person to offer one life-changing gift to a total stranger.
This is something they want and need to do.
Why so many in our area are choosing to become living kidney donors. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Wisconsin voters deserve the truth. I'm News 3 Now's Amy Reed. I'm breaking down political ads, explaining whose money is behind them and separating truth from misinformation. Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare Orthopedics. Listening, healing, caring. It's in our nature.
6:52, time for the morning sprint with all the news you need to know before you go.
We start with a major update on the coronavirus update, as we now have our first case here in southern Wisconsin. An adult patient is currently self-quarantined at home after getting treatment at the UW hospital. UW Health says the patient came to the emergency department with coronavirus symptoms after traveling to Beijing, China. The DHS says that patient is one of 10 around the state who's being tested.
Around the world this morning, more than 28,000 people are infected and more than 560 have died so far. In the last 24 hours, the World Health Organization says they've had more cases in a single day since the outbreak started back in December. The virus is in 25 countries and territories, and more than 60 million people remain under lockdown in China.
10 more passengers are being testing positive for coronavirus this morning on a cruise ship that's quarantined in Japan. 3,700 passengers are on board, including around 400 Americans. 20 people on the ship total have confirmed cases. At least 3 of those those are from the U.S. The ship faces a 14-day quarantine period.
Even with a case of coronavirus in Dane County, health officials say the flu is still a bigger threat to most people. 19 million people have already come down with the flu this year, and the CDC now warns things could get even worse. 4 million more people are expected to get the flu just this week, and so far this flu season, 10,000 people have died.
One of the best ways to prevent the flu or fight it off more quickly is through food. And this morning we've been sharing advice of what and what not to eat. First, when it comes to vitamin C, everyone hears about oranges, but kiwis and peppers nearly fulfill your daily requirement in just one serving. Second, eat your greens. Another flu-fighting nutrient is vitamin E, and leafy greens are an easy way to amp up your intake of that antioxidant. And don't forget about hydration. If you already are sick, drinking something with electrolytes can help, as can bone broth. We share more flu-fighting foods up on our website, channel3000.com, as well as the top 3 foods to avoid. Leah?
Christina, starting today, you may have trouble finding flavored vaping cartridges in stores. That's because the FDA's push to clear the market of flavored vaping products is now in effect. Tobacco or menthol are the only 2 flavored cartridges still allowed in stores. Businesses have until May 12th to comply with the ban. That's when the FDA will start handing out punishments.
And across southern Wisconsin, we have some breaks in the cloud cover early this morning. This is the view in Platteville. No snow left across our viewing area, and those clouds will continue to clear out as well. So look for a good amount of sunshine today. Temperatures are expected to reach near 30 later on this afternoon. Winds will stay from the north, rather light, under 10 miles an hour.
Patty, thank you. New results out of Iowa this morning show Pete Buttigieg and Bernie Sanders nearly tied, with almost all votes being counted. Buttigieg has 26.2% of the delegates, and Sanders has 26.1%, making the race still too close to call. 97% of precincts are reporting this morning after Monday's caucuses. Iowa officials say the delay is because of technical problems with an app which was supposed to transmit voting data in real time.
President Trump's campaign team plans to use his acquittal from impeachment as a rallying cry for election 2020. He will hold a press conference later today to address the nation after his trial in the Republican-led Senate ended. The president was acquitted on both charges of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Senator Mitt Romney is the only Republican to go against his party and vote to impeach on abuse of power.
UW-Madison is investigating allegations that a staff member made a racial comment in the presence of basketball player Kobe King, who announced he was leaving the program. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel is reporting that Senior Associate Athletic Director Justin Doherty knew of the allegation Sunday afternoon, but declined to offer any specifics about the allegation and if it played in any role in King's decision to leave the team.
We are also learning more about the Madison East High School teacher accused of putting hidden cameras in students' hotel rooms on a school trip. A criminal complaint says 37-year-old David Crutchton put cameras inside automatic air fresheners and smoke detectors in the bathrooms of 3 different hotel rooms. Crutchton is facing 3 local charges in Hennepin County, Minnesota for interfering with privacy of a minor. He's already pleaded not guilty to 7 federal charges against him.
6:56 now. Stacey K has a closer look at your First Alert traffic. Hi, Stacey.
Hi. Well, there is a stalled vehicle that's been in the left shoulder all night on 151 South, just past American Parkway. It's not really causing any traffic issues. Just be aware as you drive by. The westbound side of the Beltline is picking up now between Stoughton Road and Monona Drive. Inbound John Nolan getting busier now, especially at the Rimrock and North Shore Drive intersections as you make your way downtown. Another main routes heading into the city, they're moving along at the posted speeds. No crashes or delays. With your First Alert traffic, I'm Stacey K.
Thank you, Stacey. And here's a live look from the Edgewater Skycam. Quite a few clouds in the area right now, but again, expect those clouds to clear from west to east as we go through the day today. Lots of sunshine this afternoon with high temperatures back to around 30 degrees. Pretty close to normal for this time of the year. A really active weather pattern, though, continuing. Our next chance for accumulating snow comes on Sunday, and after that, Wednesday and Thursday of next week.
All right, Hattie, thank you.
And thanks so much for joining us this morning, folks. Have a great Thursday. Take some time for your family today, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.